We live with choices every day, and that choice goes on, non-stop. So just because you make one choice does not mean everything is over. As if on a train of choices, we have to make another when we finish one choice. But if that choice only satisfies my selfishness, then it cannot be the right choice. It is not a choice that builds up righteousness, but a choice that builds up sin. Just as iron corrupts itself with the rust that comes from its body, so the wrong choice to indulge in sin will eventually kill us. Among the many options before you, if you only choose to satisfy your selfish desire, you may feel a brief moment of happiness, but soon you will experience endless misery. The selfish choice is a foul sin that stings. That stench will eventually rot within us and lead to eternal death, and the end of his life will be in a dark grave. 3,500 years ago, the Israelites had to spend 40 years in the wilderness. There was no water and no food. All that existed were stones and a hot sunlight. After living in this painful wilderness, two types of people finally appeared. One group was the Israelites, who chose the golden calf to see because they couldn't see anything. And the other group was Moses. He chose the invisible God because he couldn't see anything. The Israelites who chose the golden calf tried to protect their life by choosing gold in a world with nothing to see and depend on. However, Moses, who had chosen God, tried to entrust his life to God by believing in God, who is beyond this world, even though there is nothing in sight before his eyes. What was the result? All the Israelites who tried to protect their lives through gold were buried in the wilderness, and no one remembers their names. Their lives were swept away by the sandstorm in the wilderness. But on the contrary, Moses, who entrusted his life to God, saw the glory of God and is still with God, serving as a compass for us. Guys, what is truth? Truth is to believe in God and raise our eyes to see Him. He has given us light. Through that light, we can see the Word and make the right choices. There is a man named Pilate in the Bible. He was a high-ranking man at that time, as the governor of Israel. As soon as he sees Jesus, he asks, "Are you the king of the Jews?" A close look at Pilate's question reveals that he is only concerned with the world's power. He only wondered if Jesus could threaten Rome or if he had the power to risk his place. He was a man who pursues the power of the world. Therefore, his question was no different from that of the Israelites, who believed they could save their life by choosing gold in the wilderness. He believed that the world's power was the only way to keep him high and give him happiness. Therefore, all of his choices were based on his selfish desire. God didn't matter to him. It was because they thought that relying on invisible God meant that he would lose all his position and power. So even when Jesus spoke about the truth, Pilate grumbled, "What is truth?" No matter how much truth you have, do you think the truth will protect your life? The world needs no truth. All I need is the strength and power to protect my life. What truth do you speak when you do not have the strength to protect your life? Your truth is foolishness. However, guys, Pilate, who sought the power to protect his life, was eventually sentenced to death and ended his life by suicide. He was brought to eternal death by ignoring the truth that had come to him. The power he so desperately wanted to hold back became poisonous to him and did nothing to extend his life. Nevertheless, Pilate's question has been passed down to us similarly. Are you strong? What good is truth? You are now in the middle of wilderness of life. Everything in your life seems uncertain. You can't see anything and don't know where to go. Guys, what choice will you make? Would you choose visible gold just because you can't see anything in front of you? Do you want to choose power? You are well aware of the consequence of that choice through Isaiah in the past in the wilderness era, and Pilate in front of Jesus. Don't come to the foolish decision of choosing gold because your life is complicated. The road may be a moment of joy, but it will eventually lead to eternal death. On the contrary, even if you see nothing and are in an uncertain situation, hold on to God alone. It is the way to the truth. Then you will see the glory of God and have eternal life. Thank you for watching this video. God bless all.